Hi, can we have a quick conversation?
Good evening. What's on your mind? Sure. What would you like to talk about?
So, a friend of mine reached out to me to ask me how she can get started in tech in 2024. And I promised to make a video about that, but I've been very busy. So, I would like you to speak to her instead. So, I'm having this conversation and it's recorded. I want you to explain to her how she can get into technology and become hireable between now and 2025. Can we do that?
All right, let's do it. So I'm ready to take on the role of your tech expert. What do you want me to say to your friend to get them interested and excited about a career in tech?
So my sister-in-law has been asking me to give her advice on how to get started in tech. This is not the first time I'm getting this kind of questions. Many other people are curious about this kind of topic, how to get started in tech in 2024. So I've been trying to come up with a script, trying to make a video. I decided to say, okay, since Gemini AI is so good in having conversations these days with their natural language processing or their speech recognition, I'll just have a conversation with AI on how to do this. So this video is a product of that conversation about how to get started in tech in 2024/2025. So I hope this video helps you, help someone out there who wants to get into tech to get into tech. So make sure you watch to the end. I've provided timestamps on this so that you can skip to relevant places. You can check the description panel of this video. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to follow Anato Tech on all social media handles. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it to everyone. Everyone. Can you believe that? Everyone. So first of all, she's a bit confused about what area of technology to get into. So could you kind of advise her on how to pick a particular field to pursue?
All right, here's the thing about tech. It's a really broad field, so figuring out where to start can feel a little overwhelming. The first step is to think about what you're actually interested in. Do you like solving problems? Building things? Maybe you're more into the creative side, like designing websites or apps. Think about what gets you excited, and there's probably a whole area of tech built around that.
Okay, so let's look at the areas of UI UX design, website development, software engineering, product management, and maybe data science.
Alright, so those are all popular and growing fields. Let's talk about the pros and cons of each to help her narrow it down. First, UI and UX design is all about making tech easy and enjoyable to use. It's creative and has a lot of visual elements. Website development is more about the behind-the-scenes stuff, the code that makes websites work. It can be super challenging, but also really rewarding to see your creations come to life. Software engineering is like building the brains of technology. Things like apps and programs that do specific jobs. It's very problem-solving focused, and there's a ton of variety in what you can work on. Finally, product management is about figuring out what people need, and then making sure a product gets built that meets those needs. It's a mix of business and tech, and it's all about strategy.
That's beautiful. So what comes to my mind is to advise her to first of all make some research and come up with something that really interests her that she would like to pursue in, or maybe she could try to dabble into a couple of these fields and take her time to watch probably live in the people who are in those areas on maybe YouTube, and then see if those things, any of those things align with her, and then she could pursue that one. What do you think?
That sounds like a solid plan. Doing some research and finding a field that clicks with her interests is really important. It'll make learning so much more fun and give her that extra motivation to stick with it. Plus, seeing what people in those fields actually do can be a real eye-opener.
All right, that sounds interesting. So, for example, if she decides to settle with product management or project management, how do you think she could get started in that field?
Alright, so for product management, it's definitely a good idea to start building up some skills. Learning the basics of project management like how to plan stuff out, set goals, and track progress, that's really valuable. Also, getting a feel for how businesses work and what makes customers happy, that's super important for product managers. You could start with some online courses, or even volunteer to help manage small projects for friends or organizations. That'll get your foot in the door and give you some experience to put on your resume.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Do you have some websites that you could recommend where she could take an online course or online courses?
Yeah, there are tons of great places to find online courses. Coursera and edX are both really popular, and they have a wide range of courses for all skill levels. Udemy is another good option, especially if you want to dive into more specific skills. You could also check out free resources on websites like Khan Academy or Codecademy to start learning the basics.
All right, so what if she says she wants to get into UI UX design instead? What would be your advice to her on how to get started?
Alright, for UI and UX design, she's going to want to focus on the creative and technical side of things. There are tons of online courses and tutorials to get her started with design tools like Figma, Sketch, or Adobe XD. She should also look into user research and information architecture. That's the stuff about understanding how people think and figuring out the best way to structure a website or app. You could also check out design challenges or contests to practice her skills and build a portfolio.
So, how many hours in a day do you think she should dedicate in honing her skills in order for her to become hireable within a space of maybe 3 to 6 months?
Alright, so this depends a lot on a few things. First, how much free time does she actually have? Second, how strong is her background already? And third, how badly does she want it? If it's her top priority, she might be able to put in a lot of hours. But if she's got other stuff going on, she might need to be more realistic. But to answer your question, I'd say that 3 to 6 months is totally doable if she puts in 2 to 3 hours a day consistently. That's enough time to learn the basics, build a small portfolio, and start applying for entry-level jobs.
All right, so do you think taking courses on online sites like Coursera or edX is really good as compared to going to a college to get a real degree? Are Coursera and edX certificates recognized by employers?
Alright, so here's the deal with online courses versus college degrees. A traditional degree definitely carries weight, but online courses shouldn't be dismissed. They're a great way to learn new skills and show you're motivated. It just depends on the specific job and company. Some places might care more about your degree, while others will value the skills you've learned and the projects you've done much more highly.
All right, sounds like a plan. So I'm going to share this recording or video with her. So hopefully this is going to help her to get started and probably get hired by next year, 2025.
I think this will be really helpful, and I wish your friend the best of luck. Let me know if anything else comes up.
All right, do you have any final words as we wrap up this conversation?
Just remember, starting a career in tech takes time and effort. There will be ups and downs, but if she stays focused and keeps learning, she'll definitely reach her goals.
All right, thank you so much for your time and good night.
Good night. Feel free to reach out if you need anything else.
Well, this made this video a bit easier for me to make. So I don't think I have any other thing to add. If you want to get into tech, make some research, list out some tech fields that are relevant. Go to job sites, check tech jobs that are quite relevant in the region where you live or where you are hoping to live, and check the salaries, check the job descriptions, the kind of things required to be done. Then go on places like YouTube and try to watch life in a day in a life of a software developer, web developer, UI UX designer. People make all these sort of videos. Try to understand what the lifestyle is all about. If you're an artistic person, you are design oriented, you might want to go for UI UX design or web design. If you're more of the analytical type or type that likes to crack it out and solve problems, doing hard things, whoa, then you might want to go for something else like software engineering or mobile application development, all right? Or even AI. All right, so if you love AI so much, you might want to go for AI prompt engineering, if you and stuff like that. So whichever one you decide to do, go ahead, find a course, just type on Google course on so, and you see a lot of courses like that: Coursera, Udemy, edX, and so many. Even on YouTube, you can actually not pay for anything and get proper education on YouTube University. And then that's it. Get started, get a certificate or two that will help at least put in your CV to show that you can actually commit to something and do and finish it. Then certificates won't get, is just half of the way. You got to practice, imitate the works of others. That's what I keep encouraging people to do. Imitate the works of others, imitate. So if you choose to do UI UX design, for example, after you've taken a course, you've understood the basics, understood the fundamentals, go on places like Behance, Google, search for designs by other people, Free Pick and the rest of them. You see designs done by very majestic, powerful designers. Pick up those designs and go to Figma and start imitating those things. Most of the things we know how to do today, whether it's riding a bicycle, riding a car, eating food, walking, running, these things are things you learned by imitation. Even speaking, talking, you learned it by imitation. So don't start your journey in tech and you say, oh, you want to do something entirely different, entirely new. No, reinvent the wheel. No, you got to start by imitating others. Then when you become good enough, you can start building kind of project that is inside your head. So the same thing goes for virtually every other thing: software development, web development, mobile application development, whichever one it is. That's just the same advice I would give. Build a portfolio, start building apps. As soon as you catch up the fundamentals, or you learn the fundamentals, start building stuff or start designing stuff, start doing stuff that you can actually keep a track record of. If you're doing coding, then make sure you're uploading your works frequently on GitHub, so that it can be reading on your GitHub profile, because some employers actually look at something like that. Then once you're good, you've built quite a portfolio that has maybe 3, 4, 5 projects, solid projects, start applying for jobs, virtually or physical jobs. And I wish you the best that you're going to get that very soon. So this part is just me adding my own human touch to this whole thing. You can also choose to do a no-code kind of stuff like WordPress web developments, right? It's still relevant in 2024 and will be relevant for a long time to come, because your clients, most of them don't really care whether you type the code from A to Z or you just use a no-code platform to design. They just want results, right? That's the main thing you should bear in your mind. I've created a couple of websites for clients this year using WordPress, even though I know how to code in the CSS, JavaScript, and React, and so on and so forth. But in their own case, we needed stuff that we could do fast, work with fast enough. So already pre-built software. So I decided to use WordPress to do those sites. So basically that's it. This is my take on how to get started on tech in 2024 and hopefully get hired in 2025. But if any other thing comes to my mind, I'm definitely going to create a part 2 or part 3 of this video, because I'm saying all these things from just my head. I'm actually not reading any script. And then I'm also thankful to Gemini for helping me in this session. All right, this video is long enough and I'll see you on the next one. And I have to take care. Remember to subscribe, like this video, share this video to somebody out there who needs it. Follow me on all social media handles at Anatotech, and I'll see you on the next one. Salute.